the 9th of December 2024, regarding my video on Notre Dame and the opening of Notre Dame and RTE. The response was generally positive, but not altogether. Notre Dame means Our Lady. It's dedicated to Our Lady. And Patrick O'Connor, it gives that username, may not be his real name, says, isn't it great they didn't go over to see that clown show? He doesn't explain what he means by a clown show. Probably just thinks all the religious observance is clown. It's a circus. Maybe he does. I don't know. Certainly many people don't want to have anything to do with religion, and there's nobody forcing them to go have a different religion or any religion. But it's obvious that as the Christian religion wanes in Ireland and the rest of the world, there is a nasty, dirty, rotten religion to take it over. And it's generally defined by the word woke. Maybe he's part of that. I don't know. He didn't say. Could be he considers Trump a clown. And if he considers President Trump a clown, that's all right. We beg to differ there. One thing I know President Trump will do, he will kick ass. That's one thing he'll do, and he's very like me in that way. He mightn't be as smart as me, but he will kick ass. So Patrick probably doesn't like that. We see Biden moving to pardon every one of the criminals, his own criminal family, and every one of the criminals that who exist in the Democratic Party. We'll see what happens there, so that they can't be prosecuted for the persecution they have visited on innocent people and good people. And among those in their target, in their sights, are the Christians. Now, the other thing is that there's Maury Wacko asked the question, how did it catch fire? You see, that's a loaded question. Why don't you give your opinion, Maury? Why don't you give your opinion? I mean, what do you think I am? A mind reader? It doesn't really matter. The other question comes in about Quasimodo. I never looked. I did look at the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I never really noted the names. When I look at a film, I never take on the names that are afforded to them by Hollywood or whatever film company. Never bother. I just look at a bit of action. Clint Eastwood is Clint Eastwood, no matter whose part he plays. And Lee Van Cleef is maybe Mortimer in the film, but he's Lee Van Cleef to me. But anyway, I was glad to see there that I did get that right. Quasimodo was the fella in the film, the Hunchback, who was a bell ringer, and there was terrible tyranny within the cathedral. Now, my own view on it is that they're saying there's homeless people sleeping outside the cathedral while all this grandeur is going on inside, and a lot of money spent on it. So essentially, this is the communist view. We must always look at the proletariat. They always have to have a fresh crop of starving people. The idea that a Labour government or a Fianna Fáil government or a Sinn Féin government should help people get up, start their businesses, run enterprises, and become well-to-do and employ people, that's anathema. That's against their whole principle. That's my principle. I would not, if I was a poor person, and I often was relatively poor when I had a young family to rear, I myself do not want that to be perpetual. I want it to change so that we get out of that and we have a bit of comfort in our lives. To the communist, that's out. To the woke, that's out. They hate that. They must be in control. And every move by the woke left is to impoverish the people. They try to hit the fuel. We're going to phase out fuel. Oil is going to be worthless. And that's to get me and you to do without oil. But they don't do without it, or do without the oil. And all the actors and actresses and they won't do without it. I see there George Clooney is lost a contract for £20 million film he was to make somewhere in America, and he's going to sue, and there's other jackass Robert De Niro losing. Nobody wants them. And I see there that your woman Taylor Swift backed Kamala, and she didn't pay any heed to her. So this idea that because you can sing, I can sing too, as you know. But I can play the mouth organ. The house should be able to tell you what's good and bad for you. is absolutely nuts. And I think the American people are slowly realizing that their next door neighbor is a better guide on how to vote than these celebrities and all of that. So to talk about all the migrants outside of the cathedral, why all the homeless, they're migrants mostly. What has they done? They brought in thousands and maybe millions of migrants, and then they wonder why they're homeless. And I know this debate. I've had this with lefties. I was up at the Count Centre when one of these lefties had a walkout. He couldn't debate with me. He got as high as a kite. He blamed the migrants on Brexit. Does anyone have an idea on that? How that could be? He says we need all these migrants. And he has his own house and his own comfortable job. He doesn't have to sleep on the street. If he had to go out and get into a cardboard box in a doorway, he might have a different puss on him. Okay, so I do not see why we can't have a cathedral, why people can't contribute to it, why there can't be some bit of regal elegance in the world, and why it shouldn't be connected to the Christian church, which has served us down through the years. And it may have its problems. Nobody denies that. Nobody is as big an emitter or going to mass as I, but then maybe I do charity in other ways. But we see its replacement, the wokes. And we, whether we like it or not, are in a war with the wokes. And my election campaign was part of that. And the Irish people sided with the wokes by and large. How long they'll do that, I don't know. We'll look at that again. So I don't subscribe to the point of view that it was a clown show. It was dignitaries from all over the world. Mr. Trump was there, President Trump, and Zelensky was there. Why can't they come to something spiritual and have the wee bit of a celebration and a few prayers and a bit of cup of cocoa after it? That seems to be out of the question. But if it was lefties that were coming in there, if it was Nancy Pelosi, this fella Patrick O'Connor would be down on his knees worshipping her and asking her could he kiss her feet. That is the situation about it. Right, folks. Comment underneath, folks. Don't be afraid to reply to the various commentators there, good or bad or indifferent. My own opinion is this. Here was an event only a short distance away, a short cost to go over there. RTE could buy tickets for big sporting events and never attend. They did buy them for others and attend. And this was a Catholic Christian celebration of a new dawn, a new church built, and the fact that the church is eloquent and artistic and that there's art in it is anathema, or it is a hatred for some of the people here. You'll get them down there. I can't get them here because it'll turn off the video. That's what they think. They want none of that. They want none of that finery. And this was George Orwell's 1984. You look at communist Russia, the type of houses they had. They were all painted greenish yellow, green and yellow. They were all mass concrete. They did the job, I suppose. Were better than me lying outside. There was no such thing as a bit of individualism or a nice semi-wooden house up on a Swiss Alps slope or anything like that. They're dull, boring, dour. That's what they are. They have nothing going for them, and they're an ugly old crowd of villains, and I don't like them a lot. So that's my view on RTE. They didn't go, and I myself wouldn't look at RTE in a fit, but I have people report to me what happens. I think the quicker we get everyone to stop looking at it altogether, the better. To not look at it or not listen to it. And we have YouTube now, we have Rumble, and we have other stations. There's no need. You're only getting second-hand news when you go to RTE. The one source I have is the Financial Times and the Russian news agencies and the various news agencies and the Bush Telegraph. But in any event, folks, that's my response to this. The fact is RTE ignored it, and the BBC, which you wouldn't expect them to be great, did cover it and gave a little bit about the whole artifacts in it, the relics and all of the things that are there. We'll see you back for something else and comment. See you back, okay?